Hey everybody, and welcome to or back to my channel, My Kind of Stuff. And today we are playing Love is in the TBR for the month of April. If you're new to my channel and haven't seen me play Love is in the TBR before, that is my TBR game that I play every month. It is a board game style TBR game. I roll a dice, I move that number of spaces, and depending on the space we land on, we pull prompt cards. They're easy, medium, and hard. There are also some Kiss of Death spaces on the board where I have to move back to the beginning of the board and also spin a spinner wheel full of all of the active series that I'm in, and we are at the mercy of whatever the spinner wheel picks for what series we will be continuing in. So I like to try to avoid those because I don't like not having a choice in what I read. However, it seems like every single month we land on a couple of those lately. So I guess we shall see what happens this month. Um, no big, huge reading plans this month. Normally I do like a readathon or something like that, but I don't really have any big plans. Um, I just kind of want to take it easy. I did Realmathon last month, so I read a ton for that. I think Escape the Readathon is next month, so I'll be doing a ton of reading for that. We also have the Ever After Readathon next month, so we'll be doing a ton of reading for that. So lots of reading coming up. So I kind of just want an easy mood reading kind of month this month and just kind of getting caught up on some things that I've had on the back burner. So, that being said, let's hop into our first roll and see what we get. Roll one. Six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A kiss of death. Back to the beginning, and we spin our spinner wheel. Well, and of course, our first roll gave us a kiss of death. We had to get that out of the way real quick. So let's spin our spinner wheel and see what what book we are going to be getting. Cotton Candy Massacre. Okay. That you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm actually really excited. I'm on the third and final book in the series, so Cotton Candy Massacre Part Treats. Um, I believe this one takes place at the Hardstack Halloween Festival, and these are just such a fun, silly, goofy time. If you like a slasher, I highly recommend this series. I binged the first two books plus the novella back in October, so it's about time that I get to this third and final book. When I read the first ones, the audiobook for this one wasn't out yet. It was like just in the works. Like, I think it came out a month or two after I had read the first two. So that's why I hadn't gotten to this one yet because I am very much an audiobook listener. So, yeah, excited to be able to wrap up the series and be caught up. So yeah, actually for a spinner wheel pick, I'm not mad about it. Let's hop into our next roll. Roll 2. A 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A heart prompt. 399 to 420 pages. All right, our next roll landed us on a heart prompt, and the prompt is a book that is 399 to 420 pages. I always struggle with this prompt. It is so specific in its page count. But I did end up finding a book that is somehow exactly 420 pages, and I have been dying to read it. And that is We Who Will Die by Stasia Stark. I have been hearing the best things about this. Everyone has been loving it. I've been trying to avoid spoilers as much as I can, but I've been hearing that this is a very like Vampire Diaries coded, and I am here for it. I am here for a messy love triangle, and honestly, if the like Damon type character gets the girl, I'm gonna be all the more here for it. I don't know if that's what happens because again, avoiding spoilers, but like I'm just super excited. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Um, I picked this up a couple weeks ago at Barnes& and Noble and, like, just I've been doing other reading vlogs, so I haven't been able to get to it, so, like, it's just been sitting here on my shelf staring at me, and I need to read it. I need to, so now is its time to shine, and I'm so, so excited. Roll 3. A 1. An O prompt. A book by a male author. All right, our next roll landed us on an O prompt, and the prompt is a book written by a male author. I generally tend to read a lot more books by female authors, so I put this prompt in here to kind of try to force myself to read some things outside of my comfort zone a little bit. So for this one, I'm going to be picking up Dig by J.H. Markert. I have read a few other books by this author before and really enjoyed all of them. And I'm hoping this one will be no different. This is kind of a horror mystery thriller that takes place on this island where in the past, this 8-year-old boy took up an axe and slaughtered like a dozen people. And it's now like many, many years later, and there's still like something deep rooted in the soil. And all of a sudden, there's like think like body parts being churned up and people are obsessed with like digging in the dirt on this island and I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I don't know why people are obsessed with digging in the dirt. But it sounds like gross and creepy and like paranoia laced and like I'm here for it. I don't I don't understand what's happening, but I am here for it and this author always does a really good job with, like, that dash of, like, dread and paranoia, and, like, you never really know what's happening in the book until the very end, and yeah, I'm so excited to check this book out. It actually just came out, I think last week, like, towards the end of March. So it's a relatively new release, and yeah, I'm really excited to get my hands on it. Roll 4. A 2. 1, 2. An X prompt. A hardcover. All right, our next roll landed us on an X prompt, and the prompt is a hardcover book. So, for this prompt, I am going to be reading Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. Sorry for the super reflectiveness. I borrowed this edition from my library because I actually have a special edition of this and the second book in the series that is coming out soon, coming from probably Smut Bookbox. So, they're not here yet, but I wanted to read the first book because I am very far behind in my romantasy reading, and I haven't gotten to it yet, but I've heard great things. This is a slow burn enemies to lovers, supposedly, and I've heard good things about it, so I am excited. I don't know a ton about this one either. I think there's like gods that sent monsters to these different kingdoms in this world, and um our female main character is kind of supposed to be like a queen and a spy and a sacrifice, and she was kind of like chosen for this role, but she doesn't want to be any of those things, and now she's kind of like fighting for what she wants. So, yeah, super excited to check this out. I have read some contemporary books by Daphne Perry, but obviously nothing romanticy. So, excited to see what we do here with this. And hopefully I love it because, again, I have special editions coming of this and the next book in the series. But if I really enjoy this, I may also read the next book in the series as well. We'll see if I have time to get that in because this is fairly long. Um, and I have quite a few pretty long books on my radar this month, so we'll see what I have time for. But I am very excited to check this one out. Roll 5. A 3. 1, 2, 3. An X prompt. A 5-star prediction. All right, my next roll landed on another X prompt, and the prompt is a 5-star prediction. And it should come as no surprise what I'm going to pick for this. Uh, but yeah, we've got book 7 in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series, The Inevitable Ruin by Matt Dinneman. This is the final book in the series that is out right now, but in May, the 8th book comes out, so obviously I need to get book 7 read. I will also be rereading book 1 this month as well because we are reading it for the book club that I have at work because I talk about how much I love this series all the time. And everyone at work wanted to give it a try too. So they are all starting book 1. So I'm going to do a reread with them. But I am so excited to hop into book 7. I think where we left off on book 6 has me just chomping at the bit to get to this one. So yeah, I can't wait. And obviously, like at this point, I can't really talk about what it's about without spoiling like everything. But yeah, I just love this series so much. So much fun, so much heart to these characters. They just Jeff Hayes, the way he narrates these audiobooks, he just brings them to life in such a unique way. Like, I feel when I'm not listening to these audiobooks, because I generally listen to them like in the car ride to and from work. So I just listen to like a little bit a day. So I feel like these characters are like a part of my life every day. So when I don't have them in my life every day, I feel a little lost. uh, so yeah, I need them back in my life. And I'm so excited that I will literally have an entire month of them in my life because this is a big book. It's like pretty much 900 pages. And then I have all of book 1 that I get to read as well. So very excited that I get a whole month of Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I'm just super spoiled by that. So, yes, another big chunky book going on the TBR. Roll 6. A 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. An O prompt. A book picked with a random number generator. All right, our next prompt landed us on an O, and the prompt is a book picked with a random number generator. So I made another spinner wheel, um, and I put a couple different books on it. I put The Knights of Crystalia, which is book 3 in a Brandon Sanderson middle grade series that I'm in the middle of. I put Game On, which is um, the 3rd book in the Lights Out series by Navessa Allen. I put Unhinged on it, which is book 1 in that series by oh, what's her name? Is it Stephanie Maka or something like that? Oh my gosh, I can't remember. I only have the audio of it. I don't have a physical copy. I put Ne'er Do Well by Alexandra Basti on it. Um, but Nowhere Burning by Catriona Ward and The Empress by Kristen. Oh, I'm so bad with names, y'all. Best, I think it is. Um, these are all kind of newer books that I've acquired that I would like to get to. Uh, Probably won't have time to get to all of them this month, but they are all ones that I would like to get to and I need help picking. So I put them on a spinner wheel. We are going to spin, see what we get, and yeah, that will be the one we pick. So let's give it a spin. Ooh, okay. We got Ne'er Do Quell. All right, so Ne'er Do Well by Alexandra Vasti. This one was suggested to me by Jenny from the Haphazard Book Nook. I know she just binged through this entire series. It's the Belvoir Library series. This is book 1. I do plan on reading this whole series. I will be reading books 2 and 3 next month for something, but I wanted to read book 1 this month and kinda get a taste of it. So this one kind of the plot sorta sounds like The Duke and I to me a little bit. Our female main character is trying to help our male main character find the perfect wife, but then, of course, they fall in love. And this little doggy on the cover, absolutely adorable. I'm here for it. Um, and yeah, I'm really excited. I don't read a ton of historical romance, so it's something that I definitely need to start reading more of, and trying more out of and seeing what I like, learning what I like in the genre because I have read some that I really don't enjoy, but I feel like the slightly more, like, modern written ones, I have found some that I really like. I've really enjoyed, like, the Bridgerton series, and there's been some others that I've really enjoyed, so it's definitely something that I need to start dabbling with more and finding out my taste. So, excited to be giving this series a try, and yeah, this is the next book on the TBR. And roll 7. 1. Of course. An heart prompt, a book that has an epilogue. All right. Of course, the board had to be mean and get us one more book. So we landed on the very final space on the board, a heart prompt. And the prompt is a book that has an epilogue. But at least it was an easy prompt. So for this, I am going to be putting on Burning Daylight by Emily McIntyre. This is a Romeo and Juliet retelling. Beautiful edges on this. I actually borrowed this one from the library, but I have read the Never After. I think that's what the series is called by Emily McIntyre. I enjoyed some of them, not all of them, but excited to give this one a try. Um, I did enjoy Romeo and Juliet, so this, I mean, is way longer than Romeo and Juliet. So we'll see what happens here. I don't know. Either way, we'll give her a go. I think book 2 in this series comes out very soon as well, so I did wanna try and get to it before that comes out, just because this one has been another book that's been on my back burner for a very long time now. That's kind of what this whole month is about, is me trying to get to, like, some back burner books. So yeah, very, very excited to get to this one. All right, that is the end of my TBR game. There are a few other books that I would like to try to get to this month. If I have time, that's always an issue, is time. But the main one being Nowhere Burning by Catriona Ward. I really, really want to get to this. I've been meaning to get to it since February when it came out. It's on my 26 books to read in 2026. And I love pretty much all of Catriona Ward's books, so I do really need to get to this one soon. Um, it kind of sounds Lord of the Flies coded, which every Lord of the Flies retelling I absolutely love. So yeah, I'm super excited for this one, so I would really, really like to get to it if I have time. Another book that I would like to get to this month is Mixed Signals by BK Borison. Again, this is not like a super priority, but I would like to try to get to it. This has been on my TBR cart staring at me for like 3 months now because I've been wanting and meaning to get to it, but just haven't. So if I could get to this one, that would be fantastic. Another one that's been sitting on my TBR cart staring at me for a couple months now is Violet Thistlethwaite is Not a Villain Anymore. This one just looks cozy and adorable, and I don't even know what it's about, but the cover looks like straight chaos. There's like a dragon and a flower shop and a knife, and I don't know what the hell is happening, but I want to, and it looks adorable. Every thorn has its rose. I don't know what's happening, but it looks so cute, and I want to read it. So this one I may really, really try to get to just because I want to know what the hell's going on. Yeah, I don't know. Another book that comes out this month that I really want to get to is Release Me by Tahara Mafi, which is book 2 in the Shatter Me, the New Republic series, which is the spinoff of the Shatter Me series. So that's one that if my audiobook from the library comes through right away, I will get to that the day it comes out. But I don't know if I'm like at the top of the list or not. I didn't really pay attention when I hit the hold button. So we'll see there. And then also my Dreadful Darling by HD Carlton comes out at the end of April. But that one won't have an audiobook yet, and it's really long. I think it's like over 700 pages. So that one probably will not get read this month, but it does come out, so maybe we'll start it. We'll see. We will see about that one. So yeah, those are all of the books that I would like to try to get to this month. Let me know down in the comments below what you're most excited to read this month, or if you plan on reading any of these books, or if you have read any of them, what your thoughts were. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, give the video a thumbs up on your way out, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!